Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Mikel Arteta shocked by what £45 million Arsenal player did against Luton. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta was left aghast by something that happened last night's otherwise fairly straightforward win over Luton Town, as well as celebrating the performances of the likes of Emile Rowe and Leandro Trossard. Mikel Arteta admitted he was shocked that Thomas Partey hadn't started since August. Although he looked a little rusty at first, Partey did remind everyone at the club of his ability, a player who has been crucial for Arteta when not injured. Arteta stated, "We made 5 changes for players that fully deserve to play because they give me the right reasons every day to do so. They have to be used, and I think they had a really good impact on the team. Emile had an impact for sure, and Reece as well. Alex had some really good moments. Thomas had his first start since August. That is unbelievable. Leo comes into the team and he makes an impact. It's really important because now they are physically better, mentally better, they are confident and they are ready to go." Of course, following Partey's assured performance last night, it will be interesting to see how the £45 million midfielder fits into Arteta's Arsenal plans moving forward. Rice won't be dropped, that's for certain, but he could well replace Jorginho in the pivot in the side's biggest games to come. A big call for the Arsenal boss, but either way, it's definitely the kind of positive problem that Arteta needs for the run-in when Arsenal will still be competing on two fronts. Similarly, it will be intriguing to see how much of a role Yurian Timber can play in the final months, a player now getting much closer to a return. A fascinating period for the club, and there are some big calls for Arteta to get right. Mikel Arteta says he absolutely loves watching physical 23-year-old Arsenal player. Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta heaps praise on one Arsenal player after watching him play against Luton Town last night. Arteta was a happy man after the game, and one player in particular seems to have really impressed him. Emile Rowe was the star of the show. The 23-year-old, who only started his second Premier League game of the season last night, was involved in both goals and was rightly named the man of the match. After the game, Arteta was asked about Smith Rowe, and the Arsenal boss admitted he really loves watching him in action. He said, as per Arsenal.com, "I think this game will improve him a lot. I love him as a player. It's a joy to watch him, how he moves, how he changes direction, how physical he was as well without the ball. He won a lot of duels and he was thinking with that killer instinct to play forward and to make things happen. And when Smith Rowe is in that moment, it's very difficult to stop him. Today he helped us a lot to win the game." Emile Smith Rowe has been nowhere near the Arsenal starting 11 this season. The Englishman missed large parts of last campaign due to an injury, and he has had fitness issues on a couple of occasions this season as well. That has limited him to less than 450 minutes of football in all competition, which is why he has been heavily linked with a move away from Arsenal. Selling Smith Rowe makes financial sense for Arsenal, as he would give them 100% profit. That would give them a big boost with FFP. However, Smith Rowe showed last night that he is still capable of producing the goods, and Arteta's comments clearly tell us he is a big fan of him. The Arsenal boss now has to make a decision on Smith Rowe's future. We won't be surprised if he keeps hold of him this summer. Martin Keown says Arsenal player has proven him wrong after Luton win. Arsenal returned to the top of the Premier League table on Wednesday night after registering a routine 2-0 win over Luton Town. Arsenal opened the scoring in the 24th minute, Kai Havertz squaring the ball for Martin Odegaard to side-foot home after great work from Smith Rowe in winning back possession. The Highland graduate, who was making his first start since January, played a part in the second before the break, cutting the ball back from the byline and forcing an own goal. Havertz once again impressed for Arsenal, showing how far he has come since struggling in the first half of his maiden season at the Emirates Stadium. The 24-year-old was a £65 million signing for the Gunners from Chelsea last summer, and though it took him a little while to find his feet, he is now firing on all cylinders. Havertz has primarily been used as a left-sided midfielder this season, but has also been playing as a false nine. This is where he played against Luton to great effect. Martin Keown, speaking on TNT Sports, said he liked what he saw from the Arsenal summer signing, praising his progress over the course of the season. Keon admits he was not sure about Havertz after his move from Chelsea in the summer, but believes he has become crucial for Arsenal. He said, "It was one of those where I looked at it when he came in and I thought, I'm just going to hold up my opinion. I wasn't sure at the beginning. In the Community Shield, he played as a centre forward and I didn't see the work rate or the running into the channels. And in Qatar came in the next game and I saw that it changed. Then they moved him into midfield. Now he is in his proper position as a front player. He is very definitely at his best there. It's great to see Havertz finally gelling at Arsenal and showing the kind of form that made him such a highly sought after player when he was at Bayer Leverkusen. Ben Foster says Arsenal have a £27 million player who genuinely has it all. Arsenal have some of the best young talents in the Premier League right now. Speaking on the Premier League Rising Ballers show, Ben Foster has been discussing another of Arsenal's young talents. It's easy to forget because of how mature he is, but William Saliba is only 23-year-old. The Frenchman is still incredibly young, and on this edition of Rising Ballers, he was spotlighted for his incredible performances as of late. Ben Foster was full of praise for Saliba, going as far as to compare him to Virgil van Dijk, while also stating that he has the full package as a centre back. He said, "He reminds me a little bit of Virgil van Dijk, the way he reads the game, how composed he is, how controlled he is, the timing of when he will do those slide tackles. He is aggressive. He really is the full package in terms of what you want as a centre back. He scores a few as well, a real threat, a genuine threat." Ben Foster says that Saliba is the full package, and he is not wrong. It's been a long time since we've seen a defender this young play in this way. Somehow, Saliba combines the speed, strength, and skill you'd expect an exciting young prospect to have with an incredible level of maturity and leadership. The fact that Saliba is younger than the likes of Reece Nelson and Eden Ketia genuinely seems mind-blowing, considering the way these players are viewed at Arsenal, and that's a testament to his maturity and his quality. Saliba may well be the best defender in the world in a few years' time, and that £27 million signing now looks like an absolute bargain to say the least. Mikel Arteta gives Bukayo Saka fitness update. Mikel Arteta remains hopeful that Bukayo Saka will be fit for Saturday's trip to Brighton. Saka missed last night's 2-0 win over Luton at the Emirates, having come off in the last weekend's goalless draw against title rivals Manchester City. Arteta revealed after the win against Luton that the England international was close to making it, although Arsenal didn't need the 22-year-old as they returned to the top of the table. Arsenal head to the south coast on Saturday evening to take on Roberto De Zerbi's Brighton in a crunch game as they aim to keep alive their title hopes. Arteta will be desperately hoping that Saka, who has scored 13 Premier League goals this season, will be fit. He said, "He was close, but again he felt something in a very similar area against City, and it was a very short turn around. Hopefully, he will be able to train again, and we can have him for the weekend." The Arsenal boss has come in for criticism for supposedly overplaying Saka this season, and the winger has missed more games this campaign than any other in his career so far. Saka's absence from the squad made headlines pre-game, but Arteta told TNT Sports the following: "He hasn't been able to do everything that we needed to give him the chance, to start the game. Arsenal's improved squad depth this season means that the absence of Saka isn't felt as badly as it would have been last season. Arteta was able to make 5 changes for the victory against Luton, resting key players such as Declan Rice and giving fringe players Emile Smith-Rowe and Reece Nelson an opportunity to impress. On Arsenal's squad depth, Arteta said, "It's certainly different to what we had last season. Touch wood, we can maintain them as well that we use them, and they are in the right physical and mental state to help the team." Gary Lineker says £42.5 million player who Arsenal want to sign is someone he is admired for years. It's difficult to find a place in the Arsenal side that will require improvement in the transfer window this summer, with Mikel Arteta's side firing on all cylinders as they battle for a Premier League title. Emile Smith-Rowe could leave in the summer, and Havertz is arguably better up top, so a new attacking midfielder could be targeted. £42.5 million Nottingham Forest star Morgan GibbsWhite is said to be a target. GibbsWhite, 24, has had a hand in 12 goals in 35 games for Forest, 3 assists and a goal in his last 3 league games, with a goal and an assist in the 3-1 victory over Fulham last time out for Forest. Gary Lineker and Micah Richards commented on his display in the win over Fulham on Match of the Day last night, raving about the uncapped Englishman. Lineker says he has admired GibbsWhite for years. He said, "They needed someone to step up. GibbsWhite did that. He was terrific, sharp, alive, perfect weight of pass, doesn't rush, waits for the right moment, always moving, doesn't get flustered. He has got composure to finish. Of course he has. Excellent. One of the best games I have seen him play." Lineker said, "I have admired him for years. I have always thought he's got something." GibbsWhite is a big fish in a small pond, and if he is going to leave this summer, which could be a likelihood with Forest needing to sell to balance the books, he needs to join a club where he will play. At Arsenal, will he get that necessary game time? Maybe, as cover for Martin Odegaard, but ask Smith-Rowe, game time is limited. Perhaps a club that bridges the gap between his current club and Arsenal, a team in Europe, but maybe not the Champions League. An Aston Villa and Newcastle might suit GibbsWhite better, allowing him to play regularly and shine in a better side instead of sitting on the bench. Tottenham looking to compete with rivals Arsenal for 19-goal Premier League star. Tottenham Hotspur are keen on signing the Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak at the end of the season. A report from Football Insider claims that they will face competition from bitter rivals Arsenal. Both London clubs are keen on signing the Swedish international striker, and it will be interesting to see where he ends up. The 24-year-old has established himself as one of the best strikers in English football, and he has been in fine form this season. Isak has scored 19 goals across all competitions, and he could prove to be a quality acquisition for the two clubs. Tottenham are yet to bring a quality replacement for Harry Kane, and they need a reliable goal scorer this summer. The 24-year-old is versatile enough to operate anywhere across the front three, and he should prove to be the ideal fit for the North London club. Tottenham will be hoping to win major trophies in the coming seasons, and they need quality additions in the summer. Isak could help them improve immensely. Meanwhile, Arsenal need to find a quality alternative to Gabriel Jesus, who has not been at his best this season. The Swedish international striker could prove to be an upgrade on Jesus next season. Newcastle United are going through financial limitations, and they might need to raise funds in the summer in order to comply with financial regulations. They could be forced to sell key players, and Isak might be sacrificed. It will be interesting to see if Tottenham and Arsenal come forward with concrete proposals to sign the striker in the summer. Both clubs are well placed to compete in the Champions League next season, and they will be attractive destinations for him. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.